Good evening, and welcome to today's podcast of Health Talk with Dr. Corbett and Dr. Willis of He Cares Training and Education Center. Today, we will be tackling a big topic for this time of year, the flu vaccine. As you know, flu season is upon us, and I want to walk you through what the flu vaccine is, how it works, and why it is so important for you and your loved ones. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing, what is the flu vaccine and why should we care? The flu vaccine is designed to protect you from the influenza virus. This is a contagious virus that can knock you out for a week or more, but it's not just about feeling miserable for a few days. The flu can lead to serious complication, especially for young kids, pregnant women, older adults, and people with chronic health issues. Now, here's how the flu vaccine works. It teaches your immune system to recognize and fight off the flu. And most vaccines these days are what we call quadrivalent, meaning they protect against four strands of the flu virus. Two from the influenza A, like the H1N1 and H3N2, and two from the influenza B. There are also what we call trivalent vaccines that cover three strands, but the quadrivalents, they're the ones that are the most common now because they offer a broader protection. How effective is this vaccine? I'm glad you asked. Let's talk effectiveness. The flu vaccine is tricky because it's always changing. This is why the vaccine isn't the same every year. It's updated to match the strands that experts think will be circulating. When the match is good, the vaccine can reduce your risk of getting sick by 40 to 60%. But even if it's not a perfect match, it still helps reduce how severe the flu is if you happen to catch it. That's why it's always a good idea to get vaccinated no matter what you hear about the effectiveness from year to year. And here's something important. The flu vaccine doesn't just prevent you from getting the flu, it reduces your risk of serious complications like hospitalization or even death, especially if you are in a high risk group like older adults. Now, who should get vaccinated? Well, the short answer is almost everyone. If you are 6 months old or older, the CDC recommends that you get the flu vaccine. Now, there are some groups that really need to take this or make this a priority. That includes young kids, especially those under 5, pregnant women. It helps protect both you and your baby. Seniors age 65 or older who are more likely to get really sick, and anyone with a chronic condition like asthma, diabetes, or heart disease. Plus, if you're a healthcare worker or someone who cares for others in these high risk groups, getting vaccinated is a great way to help protect the people around you. Okay? So, what kind of flu vaccines are available? There are a few types of vaccines depending on your age and health needs. You have the inactivated vaccine, and they are the strand, they're the standard shots you get, and they contain killed viruses. They're not live viruses, particles. So they can't give you the flu. Then you have the live attenuated vaccine, which come as a nasal spray, and are for healthy people aged 2 to 49. It uses a weakened live virus, but it's not recommended for everyone, such as pregnant women or people with compromised immune system. For adults over 65, there are high dose vaccines. Excuse me, there are high dose vaccine and adjunct vaccines that contain extra ingredients to boost your immune response. If you're allergic to eggs, no worries. There are cell based and recombinant vaccines that do not use eggs in the manufacturing process. When should you get the flu vaccine? Well, you want to aim for getting vaccinated before flu vaccines really kicks off. That's usually in October, in this time of the year, around about the end of the year. But even if you miss that window, you can still get vaccinated later on. It's better late than never. Keep in mind, it takes about 2 weeks for your body to build up immunity, so don't wait too long. All right, what are some of the side effects we can expect? Most people don't experience major side effects from the vaccine. You might get a sore arm, maybe feel a little tired, or have a low grade fever. But these side effects usually pass in a day or two. It's a small price to pay for protecting yourself from getting knocked out by the flu for a week or longer. All right, so how is the flu vaccine made? Now, traditionally, the flu vaccine was made by using egg based technology. They grew the virus in chicken eggs, inactivated it, and used it to create the vaccine. But now we have cell based and recombinant technologies, which allows us to make the vaccine faster and offer option for people with severe egg allergies. All right, why does it matter for public health? As myself, for the 2021-23 flu season, flu vaccination continued to play a significant role in preventing illness and reducing hospitalizations and death, although the number varied between the 2 years due to the external factors like the ongoing COVID 19 pandemic. Okay. Now, between the 2021 and 2022 flu season, the flu was relatively mild compared to pre pandemic years, with approximately 1.8 million flu illness. 1.8 million people got the flu, 900,000 medical visit, meaning they go to the ER to their doctor, 22,000 hospitalization, they were hospitalized because of the flu, and around 1,100 flu related deaths. This was notably notable lower than typical season as flu activity was impacted by the COVID-19 viruses and that we were wearing masks and doing social distancing. This is based upon information from the CDC. This is evidence based information from CDC. Now, for the 22 to 2023 flu season, flu activity rebounded to more typical level. Vaccinated helped prevent an estimated 5.9 million illness, 2.9 million medical visit, 64,000 hospitalization, and 3,600 deaths. This season will mark a return with high flu activity following the easing of pandemic related restriction. The flu vaccine effectiveness in reducing severe cases of illness underscores the importance of annual vaccination, according to the CDC. This data highlights that despite some fluctuation due to the pandemic, flu vaccination continue to be an essential tool in controlling the impact of influenza. preventing both individual illness and broader public health burden. Now, what about any deaths from receiving the flu vaccine? There is no evidence to suggest that the flu vaccine directly causes death. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, monitors flu vaccine safety very closely, and deaths following vaccination are extremely rare. When adverse events are reported, they are thoroughly investigated to determine if there are any connection to the vaccine. Most side effects from the flu vaccines are mild, such as soreness at the injection site, low-grade fever, muscle ache. Serious allergic reactions such as anaphylaxis are extremely rare. Okay, 1.3 case per million dose administered. Even in those rare instances, healthcare providers are prepared to treat allergic reaction, which is why they are asked patients to remain on site for 15 minutes post vaccination to make sure there's not going to be any type of reaction. All right, many say I get the flu when I get the vaccine. You cannot get the flu from the vaccine. This is a myth. Flu vaccines in the United States are either inactive, which is killed, not a live virus, or recombinant virus, which uses a protein from the virus instead of the virus itself. Even in the case of the live attuned virus influenza vaccine, the nasal spray, which is given, the virus is weakened and cannot cause illness in healthy individuals. Now, some people may experience mild flu-like symptoms after receiving the vaccine, such as we say, muscle ache, low-grade fever, but this is not the flu. It's a sign that the immune system is responding to the vaccine and building immunity. Why does this myth persist that I get the flu when I get the vaccine? It's because when people reported getting sick after receiving the vaccination, it is often because they were already exposed to the flu before vaccination. The vaccination takes up to 2 weeks to become effective, leaving a window where you can still catch the flu. The flu vaccine does not protect against all respiratory illnesses, such as cold or other viruses circulating at that time or at the time. The CDC and the World Health Organization, WHO, and numerous studies confirm that the flu vaccine is safe and that contracting the flu from the vaccine is scientifically impossible. Flu vaccine is safe, its safety continuously being monitored through the vaccine adverse event reporting system, and finding consistently support the safety of the vaccine according to the CDC. The flu vaccine is very safe, and the fear of contracting the flu or dying from the flu is not supported by evidence. Whether to get a flu vaccine while you have a cold or a fever depends on the severity of your symptoms. Now, if you have a mild illness like a cold, uh, but you're not running a fever, it is generally safe to receive the flu vaccine according to the CDC. People with mild illness, such as a cold or low grade fever, anything below 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius, can still be vaccinated without issues. The immune response will still develop as expected, and the vaccine will be effective. Now, if you are experiencing moderate or severe illnesses, Especially if you have a fever, it is usually recommended to wait until you recover before getting the flu vaccine. The World Health Organization, WHO, and the CDC both suggest delaying vaccination if you are moderately to severely ill, particularly if you have a high fever. The rationale is to avoid confusing the symptoms of the illness with any possible side effects of the vaccine, like soreness or mild fever, and to ensure that the body can mount an optimal immune response to the vaccine. Okay? So if you're moderately to severely ill, hold off until taking the vaccine until that subsides. Now, when your body is fighting an infection like the flu, a respiratory illness, or any other significant illness, your immune system is already activated. Introducing a vaccine at this point could make it harder to distinguish between your illness and any vaccine related effects. Furthermore, vaccination may not be as effective when your immune system is already taxed by fighting another illness. Okay? So, again, the recommendation CDC, Center for Disease Control, and the World Health Organization, WHO recommend if you have a mild illness without fever, it is safe to receive the vaccine. If you have a fever or moderate to severe illness, it's best to wait until you're fully recovered before getting the vaccine. For personalized advice, it's always a good idea to consult with your healthcare provider. They can assess your specific situation and determine the best timing for you to receive the flu vaccine. Again, this is information that is evidence based from the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and from the World Health Organization, or the WHO, WHO. Goodness, can't hardly talk. So, what is the takeaway from what is being said? If you haven't already, it is time to get your flu shot. It's a simple, effective way to protect yourself and those around you. Okay? Thank you for tuning in to today's Health Talk with Dr. Corbett, myself, and Dr. Willis of He Cares Training and Education Center. Let us know. Let us all do our part to stay healthy this flu season. See you in the next. And again, if you have not gotten your flu vaccine, I encourage you and urge you to get vaccinated today. All right, leave us your thoughts in the comment sections. Leave us your questions in the comment section. Uh, Also, be sure if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified when we provide additional information or upload additional videos. If you're watching us on any of the other channels, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, Rumble, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. God bless you. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, get your flu vaccine.